Always sleep with your eyes open because you never know who can find you. Welcome back to Surviving Mars. My name is Topol. Alright, so the first batch of colonists have arrived. We're still waiting for the founder stage to be completed. So 7 days left for them basically not to die. And hopefully the powers that be will allow us to keep this colony out here. There's also a meteor storm happening right now. And I think it'll randomly, yeah, there it is right there. They're randomly dropping meteors, thankfully in the western part of our little zone here. So, you know, small miracles and all that. The RC Explorer is trying to pop an anomaly, which is going to get us a bunch of research, thankfully. And our RC Transport is still rocking out doing its own thing. So, I think what I wanted to try to focus on was the fuel production in order to grab the mission. Where did that go? It was a... crap, what was that? I don't remember which one this was. What? I thought it was this right here, wasn't it? Capture meteors, 60 fuel. No, that's trigger... wow, you can actually capture and trigger a meteor shower. That's so freaking cool. Capture the ice asteroids. I think that might have been what we wanted to do. 100 fuel plus 15 components. That's going to give us 5% water increase. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what we want. Now, I don't know. Do we need a certain amount of temperature before the water is able to stay? I have no idea. There's no, as far as I can tell, there's no calculation about anything. Let's take a look at the temperature spot. No idea. No idea whatsoever. I'm really curious to see it. I'm also very excited to see how this terrain and this valley is going to look after a couple more years of hardcore terraforming. So I'm super excited by that. Let's keep pushing on, though. And hopefully we'll spin through the next founder stage pretty easily. Go Brave RC Explorer, go. I've got to go in to get this anomaly, but there's in the middle of a meteor storm right now. I think it's going to be okay. It's going to like float between all these meteor impacts. It's like dodgeball. A little bit more expensive though. Well, as if meteors weren't enough, apparently there is a dust dervish. Is this a dust storm or a dust devil? They've got him in the encyclopedia. Dust Devil. They're going to mess up basically any kind of technology. So if this thing decides to come on down, I'm pretty sure I should be closing up my Stirling generator. It'll produce less power, but we should be able to kind of survive in the meantime. We do have a huge surplus of power, by the way, during the day. I think we have 13 overnight, so that means we have even more during the day. Nice. Anomaly analyzed, got 1,000 research there. Another sector was scanned, and we got systemic training completed. So I think that was what gives the scientists and botanists an extra boost to their training. We have a bunch more social things now. Engineers and geologists would get a boost. This is more applicants will start to appear, and then this increases the research provided by a sponsor by 100. Do we get a flat 100 bonus? Yes, so we're going to queue this up. I'm honestly, well, we only have 2 more in front. That's fine. We'll go ahead and wait for these 2 to get done. Maybe change out magnetic filtering. Because that Earth-Mars initiative, again, more science research up front, the sooner that can become valuable. I'm a little bit concerned we've got meteors coming in closer and closer. I think, you know, obviously that Mars is rotating, so it's if the meteor storm is in one area, it's going to keep rotating over the surface. Let's bring our RC Explorer to the next anomaly. I think they're actually, what's cool about the meteors is that I believe they're actually dropping some anomalies here and there. Oh god. We are so screwed with this thing coming through. I hope it doesn't completely kill our vehicle. Please don't go directly over the dome. Oh, awkward. Alright, cool. We did not have a Mark Watney situation, or the entire Martian crew there. So, the HAB is not going to get destroyed, and we're not going to get flung into space. We still might lose our rover if it gets popped by one of these meteors. These are getting really close, though. They started out far to the west, and they've been steadily moving east in general, but they might be a bit too far to the north to hurt our dome, he says, crossing his fingers. More research completed, thanks to these anomalies. I love anomalies. They give you a massive amount of science boosted. We actually have 4 technologies completed now, which is super awesome. When did we finish this? Interplanetary projects. Unlocks the import greenhouse gases and capture ice asteroid special project. Oh, cool. I think this was part of our story startup, right? Either the sponsor or our background. We started with that. Growth stimulators are going to let vegetation grow 40% faster, which is not going to help too much, but we still might research it because we want that sweet, sweet bonus, right? So that's going to give us the GHG factory. What I would love to have is a fuel refinery. Oh, right here, actually. Look at that. Ask and ye shall receive. Here's the fuel refinery and the polymer factory all in one. So low G hydrosynthesis. That'll give me the ability to make more fuel production, which I'll use to make faster fuel, or make fuel faster so we can get some of these terraforming missions done. Also, advanced Martian engines, rockets, and shuttles require less fuel to be to refuel to get sent home. So very, very helpful. I'm also going to keep queuing up terraforming because I want to work towards these handy-dandy milestones. No, not the milestone. Sorry, the mission profile stuff, whatever these are. Sponsor goals? Mission goals. So we're halfway through researching 8 terraforming technologies. We're nowhere near yet the overall temperature increase, but that's fine. That's fine. Oh, I did stop the production of kind of producing or raising the temperature because we're stockpiling all of the fuel. And we are already at 50. I also moved some colonists over to working on the small machine part factory. What the heck? I lost somebody. I turned this shift off. Where did you go to work at? There's somebody working in the wrong job, and I have no idea where they went to. Are you hiding from me? I even had to close off this shift so nobody would work at it. That's awesome. I literally have an engineer who's refusing to work. We should have a symbol. Don't we get a symbol when there is a colonist without a job? Yeah, unemployed. A trained engineer, he's currently unemployed. So we're going to assign to building. And right here. Did I fix it? Yep. Okay, cool. So we have 3 engineers again working at the small machine part factory. That's just going to give us enough machine parts to get this mission completed. And I will probably follow that up with something from home. Wait, didn't we want to do... Hang on. This isn't what I wanted to do right away. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. I wanted to do a different mission, the SETI mission, right? Yes, this was it. I'm sorry. This is the SETI mission we wanted. 50 fuel, 30 electronics, and 50 metal. This is going to earn us $2 billion. Do we have the electronics for this? We're a little bit short. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to send more electronics home. Remember, we already sent a batch through our fancy supply pod. But I think we went through those in terms of our repairs. Let's go ahead and send both the electronics and we'll send some machine parts for fun. Awesome. Spirit of Man 1 is going to send that, I guess, or Spirit of Man Tiny Pod version 1. Ooh, these are so close. 2 hours left on the meteor storm, though, and we are free of it. 5 souls to get our humans, or to have our humans survive. So far, everyone is at full health. Everyone is very, very sane. The comfort level is not all that great, so some people are missing certain services that they don't have. Service buildings are not working. Shopping, I don't think we have shopping, as far as I know. We don't even have that placed in here yet. I could put one down, but, again, we don't have anyone to cover that shift, unless we swap out someone for, like, the 3rd shift. Do people... this is the 3rd shift. You're not even sleeping, you're just kind of wandering around, so maybe we could, in fact... have one more building. Let's do this. Let's add in a... Whoops. No, I didn't want to deselect you. That's my genius. I want to know where he's at all times. Let's grab ourselves maybe the shopping center. What do we have to have for this? A small art store. Electronics store. Casino complex. I don't think I want to drop the casino. That doesn't seem like the best idea. This is dining, social, and food. Exercise and social at the open-air gym. So they're at least getting their social in somehow. Luxury shopping, and gaming. Let's see if we can't do the small art store. That's just one person working there. Or sorry, it's only one polymer and concrete, which we have plenty of. We'll put it along the roadside here to make it a little bit easier. What I want to do is maybe make one of these people who are working the 2nd shift. I'll have them come work the 3rd shift, if that's possible. Oh, they can only work at one building, can't they? We can't have people rotating at different buildings. Well, that's fine. We'll have the small art store, and then I'll just disable it until we're able to get more colonists this way. Awesome. We got the Earth-Mars initiative completed. 100 more sponsor research. So We also finished the thing that gives us research from our drone. I'd forgotten all about that. Explorer AI gives us research for each RC Explorer vehicle. I think if we put another Explorer out here, we might get another like 50 or so. So it might be worth it to put that out. Look how much research we're getting. Now, of course, we're outsourcing quite a bit, but this is helping immensely. So we have a slot here on our research table. We unlocked the Martian education, so we're able to train scientists, geologists, botanists, things like that. So very, very helpful for bringing people who are unspecialized up to Mars. But I'm going to add things like the terraforming stuff in order to try to move towards that 8 out of 8 mission profile or mission goal. Also, our new pod is ready to rock. Let's put this thing down somewhere over here is fine. Do we instantly get those resources as soon as they pop out? Or do they have to? Yep, we sure do. Cool. So we're going to recycle our Spirit of Man, and now we've got 50 fuel, we have a ton of electronics, and we have a crap ton of metals. Let's go to the planetary view. We're going to launch this SETI satellite. It's going to take 4 sols to complete. Oh, we actually have to have a rocket for this. Ooh, Gurf. We're going to need a rocket to land on Mars to perform this action. That's my fault for not quite realizing that. How much would it cost to send an empty rocket? I know that might suck. We have 410 million right now. That's it. We really kind of need to do this. Can I just send an empty rocket by itself? One cargo rocket. I don't think it costs anything somehow. It doesn't seem to cost anything to send it. We have 410 million. Do we want to do anything? Like, do we want to bring anything right now with us? We could do a building. Like, say, for example, a fuel refinery if we wanted to. That's going to be 200 million. I'll tell you what. Let's try to send this bad boy empty. Apparently, we're able to do that. It's completely empty. And it didn't cost us a bit as far as I can tell. So, we're going to send ourselves a completely empty rocket. We're going to do that SETI mission and get $2 billion, I hope. Let me double check. It's a little bit late to send the thing back, but we've got the SETI mission here. 50 fuel, 30 electronics, 50 metals. It'll take 4 sols to complete, but that's going to be great for us. We also have, of course, these types of missions. They're going to need rockets too, so maybe it would behoove us to keep a rocket here on standby all the time. I've also been thinking about our food, and it seems like we're doing pretty good in stockpiling up food right now. Of course, we have a very low population, so they're not going too crazy. It looks like we're consuming 3 food. Can I talk about, or can I find out somehow, is there this life support grid? I kind of want to see a graph of our food. Yeah, perfect. I love graphs. Thank you so much. So, a graph of food. Stockpiled food, produced, consumed. Right, so we consumed 6 food a couple days ago, and then it's been kind of 3. Okay. And we produced only, what is this, 2 on Sol 11? Is that what it's telling me? Which is kind of weird, because we should have had a really big supply, because we just finished one of these crops that should have garnered 12 food. Maybe it didn't quite do the calculation right, but what I'm seeing here is that it's going to take us every 4 days, we get 12 food. Right? And then we're consuming 3 food on average per day. That pretty much puts us right at the maintenance point. So here's to hoping. Now this only takes us 1 day. If we did this if we did wheatgrass every single day, I think we'd wind up getting 12.5 as opposed to 12.0 or 12.1. So maybe I should be changing these bad boys over to wheatgrass. Optimal harvest is 2.5. It reduces the oxygen consumption by a little bit of oxygen. Oh, actually, sorry, all of them do that. Let's give it a shot, kind of for funsies. Otherwise, it's growth time of 4 sols for 10. This just happens to use less water. So let's try setting up with wheatgrass on the next shift, or the next rotation of crops. And we'll see if this does any useful items for us, or any kind of a reduction in, or increase in food. And I'll be pretty happy with that. All our little parks are being used too. I'm so excited about that. I wish they could all interconnect. Or you could kind of freeform design your park through a tile system. It looks a bit funky, but I'm pretty happy with it. I really love seeing how many people are using these bad boys all the time. Hanging out by the founder statue. Oh, we did finish our shop. Is anyone using this?
Research complete.
I wouldn't think so. There's no free people
Sector
here
scanned.
to put in, right? There's nobody available to work. Let's turn it off. And we finished our magnetic something or other. I honestly don't even remember what we had researched here. Magnetic filtering. So oxygen production is going to be increased. Cool. I'm excited. Hope you're excited too. We're going to have our rocket. We're going to do our SETI mission. We're going to get $2 billion. And somewhere around there, we're going to get the end of our founder stage. Where do we want to put... What is this? Sorry. Let's see. Terraforming hit global parameters temperature. Temperature parameter represents the global surface, of course. Increased temperatures required for liquid, water, rains, and vegetable growth. Yes, we got that part. Research complete greenhouse Mars. That was this option right here. This lets us build GHG factories now. Yeah, we know that one. That's cool. So we'll go ahead and add a couple more items to our queue. Again, I'm just trying to push for 8 technologies in the terraforming tree while we still have that outsourcing bonus, which does look like it's starting to cut down a bit. So where do we want to start or think about putting the next couple of domes? We don't know any additional fancy domes. All we have right now is the basic dome. I almost want to wait for the bigger style dome. I love the bigger style domes. The problem is it's probably tucked behind engineering. Or, let's see, biotech, physics, social. I don't know where that might be hidden at. I think that the engineering tree is where all of the different types of domes hide. We are researching 2 engineering tree items right now. I'm going to kill some of the terraforming technologies because I want to see what comes up after low-G hydrosynth and then also advanced Martian engines. I think we're going to see, unless it's biotech, soil adaptation will let us make the farm, which is something we might want to use a large in-dome building. I'll add that to the queue. That's always something I try to get because it's I think it gives you more food, but you have to balance out the soil quality so you don't ruin the soil by constantly growing the same type of food. So you do have to rotate crops a bit. Our empty rocket has arrived with nothing inside of it. Hooray! And we're going to use that to go take a look at this SETI mission, wherever that might be. What's this one? High-speed comm satellite. Oh, this is new. Increase sponsor research in exchange for constructing and launching an advanced communications satellite. Ooh, this might be a nice one too down the road. We have nowhere near enough electronics. We would have to import quite a bit of that. All right, let's do this SETI mission. We've got the materials for it, I believe. Spirit of Man 1, refueling. Oh gosh, we have to, do we have to do anything else with fuel? Shoot. Do we have to refuel it and also send 50 more? That's okay though, because we're actually about to finish this up, it looks like. We're almost at 100 anyways. Where's that technology that reduces the amount of fuel? Oof. We're super close to that. We don't have any more outsourced research though. That's kind of a bummer. Alright, that's fine. We almost have 100 fuel, which is I think what we need to do for this. We're going to have to refuel it with 50, and then load it with 50 fuel additional and 30 electronics. But then that's 2 billion in our pocket, and then we can start sending more supplies back to our colony. One of the biggest challenges that I come across in early game surviving Mars is that there's a fine balance when you're starting to import your colonists and bring people to Mars between expanding with your new domes and also maintaining all of your other equipment. So, like, obviously everything you have out here is... Oh god, I forgot about the polymer thing. Everything you have out here has to get repaired and maintained, right? So you're constantly using different parts. So here's an average consumption rate of... It says 0 right now, but it's going to be obviously a lot more during each... it depends on which day and how many things are going bad in any given day. So all of these items on the regular are getting fixed. So you're going through all of your supplies. Obviously the challenge starts to be, okay, well, we want to build them ourselves using all of these different types of buildings, but you normally don't have enough people on Mars to start mass producing those types of items. So it really becomes kind of this juggling system where you're trying to make sure that each type of resource has just enough people to help you keep at the normal level, right? Keep everything status quo and try to have everything supplied without running out of any particular supply. So quite a challenge, and it's normally pretty fun, right? Fun with air quotes. How much is left on this concrete, by the way? We've been doing this forever, I feel like. Hang on, stored concrete produced. What about like what's remaining? It doesn't really tell me. I thought there was a way to see how much is remaining. Stored concrete, 9 out of 3. Stored waste rock. We're actually completely full on the large dumping site. Our shuttle is about to take off. It's got everything it needs to complete its mission. So we should have, hopefully, I don't know how long it's going to take us. Oh, actually I do, because it says it takes 4 days in order to complete the launch SETI satellite mission. So it's going to take us 4 more founder days. We only have 2 more, or sorry, soul days, not founder days. We have 2 more souls until the end of the founder stage. So that means we're going to start bringing some humans back to our planet. Now, I don't know if we're going to have the money until that SETI mission completes. However, where do we want to put our newfound friends? I was kind of thinking, now right now we're kind of using this long barrel type of dome. I would prefer to wait until we get the larger size dome. I love the really, really big domes. But I think what we could do is squeeze in a barrel dome. And yes, we could go over this water resource, but it's a low-grade water resource, number one. Number two, we have more water sources in different areas of Mars. So here's one, for example. There's 2 on this way, or out this way, that we could very easily attach to our network of water system. Yes, it would be a little bit hard to keep it maintained, but I think we could have a separate drone hub here, along with a constant supply of metals, and whatever types of materials you would need to keep these all repaired, the water extractors. So we could deal with, a water that's far away. I would almost rather keep my domes pretty close to each other. So we could put another barrel dome here. It also looks like we might be able to squeeze one in here. Now that's a very short walk for anyone going between the domes, number one. There's a pretty cool feature. I think it's, just the passage. We can put an entrance here. And honestly, what I would probably wind up doing is moving one of the factories to another area. And we could have a nice little secure passage so that people could pass between domes really easily. Look how close we could put these together. Super close. What does this need? 20 polymer, 50 concrete, which we have plenty of, and 20 metal. So polymer is the problem. We still could send ourselves 200... I think it costs about 200 to 250 million to send a supply pod with polymer. So we could put one down really close, and maybe this might be enough to do our starting economy, like in terms of having enough people to have the entire system going. Your full-on polymer production, extractors also to send things to home, so we could start using this rare metals extraction spot here, which is an average grade. And maybe we could, I don't know, we don't have to make any of these domes exclusive, but I might move most of the production into a different dome. I think this is going to be good. Let's try it out. Otherwise, we're going to be putting a dome either over the water source out here, which is not a big deal. Oh, I forgot we can delete these rocks completely. We could do the same thing up here. Or we could kill that drone hub. Nope, the terrain's a little bit too rocky. Oh, that's a bummer. It's like 1 tile too low, and we can't place this here. I kind of like this idea, though. It looks like it's in a really cool little spot. So let's do it. Let's try to put this bad boy right here. Maybe, I'll tell you what, let's give a bit of space in case we decide to put down an extractor right here. Now, what happens with these? Do these have to be terraformed using our special types of drones? The construction site is being cleared. Construction is performed by drones, so maybe they're just going to go kill it by themselves. We need to give ourselves more polymer, or we're going to be completely out of polymer, though. So 100 million for a supply pod with a full complement of polymers, and we're pretty much broke at that point. That's all we can afford to bring. Oh, that's rough. I mean, I'm not super broken up about it. We are going to get that 2 billion coming in here relatively soon. I just hate to waste any space on the polymer supply pod. However, we need that to construct the dome itself. I'd rather have the dome ready to go, so as soon as we get the money, we can order a shuttle from Earth with colonists, and then everything is pre-built. And I think what I'm going to do is relocate, more than likely relocate something like the machine factories and whatnot. I'll relocate most of the working buildings in this dome, and I'll try to put more residential-focused and service-focused items in this barrel dome. So I'll have probably the research lab moved, for example. We can move the hydroponic farm. Honestly, we almost have the research for the farm, right? That is queued up. So we should have farms by the time they're ready to go. And so we could put some farms down, which are always nice to have. I really haven't done any central spires, mostly because we can't make use of them at the moment. That's not the worst thing in the world. I'm going to also queue up smart homes, because again, I'm trying to work through the engineering tree to try to get more of the larger dome styles. But we'll queue up another one of these fancy terraforming projects. Hey, do you know who's a smart person? I'm not, because I put this this shuttle that came down, their supply pod, outside of the range. I'm fairly certain of all of my RC cars. Look at that. All the drone HUDs are just out of range of this pile of polymers. So that's kind of awkward. I wonder if our RC transport can't grab this and move it into storage. I'm going to have him try it out. We also got a new anomaly, so I'm going to send my RC Explorer out this way. RC Explorer number 2, since the first one had a bit of an accident. Why are we researching here? Shoot. Accidentally gave it a new drive order. Let's do this. Cancel this. And queue up a couple more spots. There we go. Beautiful. Right, so thank you all so much for joining me for this episode. I think we're pretty much good to go. I think we're going to have our new dome ready here in just a minute. We're 12 hours away from the founder stage being completed. We are about halfway to completing our SETI satellite mission, which means we're going to have lots more money. And the next episode, we're going to wind up constructing the new dome and kind of separating out the new areas. I think I might even upgrade to some apartments, to some of these high, don't we have these types of high-rise apartments or something like that? There we go. 24 spots for enough, space for 24 people. So we could send a couple more shuttles from Earth and have, what, 24, 48? We've already got 12 colonists right now. So an even 60 would be a ton of people. I don't know if we'd be able to keep that up in terms of services, but it wouldn't be a bad start. So, advanced Martian engines are completed, by the way, and we only have compact passenger module. Can carry 10 more colonists, which would not be bad at all. Let's go ahead and add that a little bit higher up in the list, because I'd rather have this sooner than later. We're going to have farms, and then we're going to have the compact passenger module. I'm a little bummed, though, that I can't seem to find the dome. Maybe it's under the physics tree. Maybe I'm going up the wrong way, or going down the wrong path. I'll add the Amplify physics research to our tree, and we'll keep trying to hunt for the next big dome research. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining me for yet another episode of Surviving Mars. I love, love, love this game. I hope you're enjoying it, and I look forward to seeing how our Mars is going to turn out once we really start digging into the terraforming aspect of the game. Until next time, my friends, take care.